right? You right? Oh, aircon. Wow, look at this. Yeah. All the pool cues, yeah. Oh, okay, right. Good. Wow. All the repairs. Yeah, good. Thank you. All right. How you doing, nice?
Very good.
How you doing? Yeah. Okay, right, okay. Yeah.
I love it. 对口。This is 这个是招牌的 ，This is signature. This is kimchi.
哦。Is it easy to get people to make this up? Yeah.
So every taste will be the same, packed with the same ingredient. Quality has to be there.
Of course, yeah. Try again.
Try again.
Can 还不错吧？
可以。
谢谢。I can't do any better than that.
Welcome everyone to our live stream from the Ronnie S. Sullivan Snooker Academy. This is the final of the Fang Royal Pool Series. My name's Jason Colebrook. I'm joined by Sharan Chikaran. Hey Sharan, how are you?
Hey Jason, thanks for having me. I'm good.
This should be a good final tonight.
Yeah, it's a good final. Two of the strongest players in Singapore right now. Both of them have been competing overseas quite a lot recently.
Yes, they both travelled together through the US extensively recently.
Both had some really good results in overseas tournaments. Obviously Aloysius defending his Michigan Open title. And he's won the leg and broken dry. Maybe a little bit of a not so tight rack there.
Wow, that's not the way he would have wanted to start.
Yeah, for sure. But Sharik has a good opportunity here.
There were no dry breaks in last night's semi, which Aloysius won 9-8 in a very close match against Fraser Liao.
Fraser pulled off some really nice shots, some good recoveries. That jump shot in particular.
They both had a couple
fantastic.
of great jump shots.
Yeah. Sharik has the option here to play aggressive. The pocket plays a little bigger because the 6 is over the pocket.
So they're sitting pretty nicely. There's no balls bunched up here.
Yeah, no clusters so far. Just this first shot is probably his hardest.
That's not going to go in.
Ooh, he's caught it a little bit thin.
You'd be disappointed with that. That was a good opening chance to steal a rack off Aloysius when he breaks. It would have been a nice way to open up for Sharik.
Yeah, that would have been a really good way. Now the rack is quite open for Aloysius.
We don't see this often. All the balls are in the top half of the table.
Yeah, that normally happens when maybe the rack is not so tight and all the balls kind of break forward towards the back rail. He's played a good shot, just doesn't want the 6 to
he
go.
doesn't want that 6 to block the 2.
Yeah, and I think that was what Sharik was worried about when he played the 1. If he caught it too thick, the 6 might go towards the 2. It's quite a tricky situation here. Trying to get a good safety.
So it looks like he can hit this 2 fairly thick. That sort of half ball or slightly thicker than half ball he wants to. So what do you think he'll do here?
I think probably catch it thick, try to get some distance maybe, try to send the 2 ball. Or if he could catch it thick enough, he could send the 2 ball banking between the 6 and the 8 and put the cue ball behind the 9, 4 and 6.
Yep. Just got to avoid the double kiss.
Just got to avoid the double kiss and the 2 cannoning the 8, which might leave a pot on. Yeah, it's a good shot.
That's a good shot. Very good shot.
It's kind of a professional shot. You can see that something that he did was to make sure that he focused the speed of the 2 ball didn't come too far off the cushion.
Yeah.
If not, he would have left quite a fairly easy jump shot for Sharik. So now Sharik is most likely going to play the 1 or 2 rail kick. If he plays it 2 rail, get in thick behind the 2. The only fear with this shot is he might catch the back of the 2 and scratch in the corner pocket.
So do you think he's going to come off the right side, or do you think he's going to go between the 9 and the 8?
I think he might go, if the between the 9 and the 8 does lay nicely, he might go for that because you reduce the risk of the scratch.
Yes, yeah.
But if that doesn't lay, he might have to go for either a jump or the other side kick.
He's got his jump cue.
Might be far enough off the cushion to attempt a cut and get some separation if he catches it a little bit thick. But speed control is very important. Yeah, there's so many balls down there on the other side of the table. This outcome was highly likely.
It looks like he set them up pretty straight there.
It is unfortunate if he has left a gap, but I think Aloysius is going to jump Q out. Should be a fairly easy jump shot for him. If he misses the 7, he might have a 3-9 plant on if he can control it. But if he catches the 7, he could play the 3 off the 5 in the side. He chose to run into the 3.
That's not too bad. You can screw from the 3 onto that ball sitting over the pocket to drop that in.
Yeah.
Possibly stick the 3 ball over the right bottom pocket.
Yeah, for sure. He's just got to make sure that he controls the 3. Doesn't hit it too hard, if not he might bounce short of that long rail and stick back on the short rail down at the bottom.
Or we can elect to just bank it into the right hand middle pocket.
Yeah, he might actually choose to do that, but the issue is getting the cue ball because I think the 4 only passes the 7, so he's got to pocket it, play with enough side to get down to the other side of the 4 between the 4 and the 8.
Yeah.
I think playing the carom is the right shot here.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Now this shot is just speed control. These tables do have a tendency to bounce, but it's the first rack, the balls are quite clean. I don't expect a really big bounce. No, I'm not sure if he was playing.
No, I don't think he was from the raise of the hand. He's a bit lucky there.
He caught that 3 a little thin, so the cue ball had a little bit more speed.
That's a nice little bit of fortune for him.
And with that one fortunate shot, this rack has opened up quite a bit. And it looks like he's on the way to taking the first rack. At the high level, taking the first rack, it can be quite helpful, I guess, for them mentally.
Would have liked a little more angle there.
And then a little bit straight. He can elect to play the 8 in the side, but I think this angle allows him, you can just screw directly towards the center of the table, take the 8 into the bottom corner. With enough angle to follow the ball one rail. Overdid it slightly, but this shouldn't be too much of an issue.
He hasn't quite found the pace yet. Both players had a warm up on this table. And this will be the first rack to Aloysius. Thanks to our sponsor of this series, Fang. They've been fantastic supporters of snooker and pool here at Rossa. They make delicious dumplings and some other delicacies. They have outlets at Raffles City Shopping Mall, Century Square, Amaku Hub, and they've just opened a new one at Takashimaya Food Village. And their special flavour for December, truffle pan-fried dumplings. I'm going to go in the next few days and have some.
Oh, sounds pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Anything with truffle on it, I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah. Referee is Alex Lim. So Sharon, you were unlucky not to be featuring in the final series. You tied for 8th spot and lost the playoff.
Yes, thank you for reminding me, Jason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lost the 8th place playoff to Desmond T 9-7. He played really good and he did quite well in this tournament, beat the defending Sarawak Open champion Steve Fang.
Yes, he played very well against Steve.
Yeah, he's
Came
a
from
really
behind
good
and in a motored home.
player. Yeah, it was a really nice, intense match. I was actually here watching it. Desmond T is a really experienced player as well.
So let's see how Sharik goes with his break.
Probably looking to hit full ball with some spin. Chose to hit it at a kind of a medium soft pace. Of course, being an athlete here, he understands the tables and the conditions
He
a lot
does,
better.
yes.
So because these tables are a little bouncier, maybe a little faster in the sense of because of the bounce, he chose to play a little softer, knowing the balls would still travel past the hit string.
So you'll be happy with this. He's got a shot at the 1, there's no clusters.
Probably the only difficult shot he has is he's probably going to be forced to play the 5-8 combination.
Yep.
Looks like there's a little bit of distance between the balls, but I don't expect it to be too much of an issue for him. Little unfortunate to have stuck on the rail, but
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem for him. He's only just got to roll this in, doesn't he?
yeah,
Probably wants to roll his cue ball through 30 centimetres, 40 centimetres.
just somewhere past the middle of the table,
Yeah.
should be good. Because he's already looking at the plant. It's important he lands heavy on the 5. He doesn't want to be cutting the plant in. Makes the plant a lot more difficult. So 3 to the 4 is a crucial shot here. He needs a good angle, nice and heavy to hold for the 5-8 plant. Sharik, one of the more textbook players.
Yes,
Really
really.
beautiful swing, nice timing.
He works hard on his technique.
Yes, he does.
Do let us know your comments if you're watching on Facebook. If you're watching from outside Singapore, let us know where you're watching from. It's not too bad. He would have liked to probably come back a tiny bit more.
Just to be a little straighter on it, but I think this is alright.
He just doesn't want that 5 to run away down to the top cushion after it hits the 8.
Or go behind the 9 as well, that would
Yeah.
be a fear.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautifully played. There's some awkward queuing there as well.
Draw this back to the centre of the table, do you think?
Yeah, just make sure that you land quite heavy on the 7. You don't want to accidentally leave yourself on the wrong side too much. So it's always better to overscrew this ball
Yep.
than to underscrew it. Yeah, really nice run up from Sharik there, tying up the match. Mine went in a little bit thin, you could see it on his face.
So that was the first, what do you call it, a break and run or a break clear?
I guess formality suggests that it should be called a break and run, but
Okay.
here in Singapore we just keep saying break clear.
Okay. Yeah, that was the first one for the night. Nice to get one of those under your belt in your first rack that you break.
It kind of gives you the confidence that your break is working,
Yeah.
so you don't have to go into the next break thinking, oh, I have to adjust something. And you can just keep sticking to what you're doing, and maybe as the conditions change, you can make a few small adjustments.
Yeah. Did you watch the stream last night?
No, I was actually here watching it live.
Oh, okay. So they
Yeah.
had terrible trouble racking the balls last night. Tonight they're using Sharik's personal magic rack.
Yeah, I think I spoke to Aloysius after the match, and he did mention that the racking seemed to be a little bit of an issue, but
Yeah. There was quite a lot of, there's almost no occasions where they were happy with the rack at first glance.
the racks do play a big part. The only issue with the magic rack is it's either perfectly tight and the break is wonderful, or if there is any small gaps, the break is just going to be quite horrible.
He's happy. It's 3-0 for the referee on his racking so far.
The referee is more successful
Yeah.
on the racking. Oh, a little bit unfortunate. The one caught the jaw.
Yes.
He was probably hoping to pocket the one ball, and then he would have a shot on the two, but since the one hit the jaw, if the 8 ball didn't get in the way, he would still
His
have had a
last
shot.
4 or 5 breaks last night, it was exactly the same as the one ball hit that jaw.
It's a lot better if the one ball hits below the jaw than if it were to catch
Yeah.
the jaw.
Is he going to push here, do you think, or will he play a safety?
I think this depends on how he sees how the one ball is going to hit off the 8. If the one ball is going to take a relatively tangent line off the 8, he could just play with a lot of right side spin, use the 4 and 9 to snoop, which I think is the right play, or he could play like a screw back down the table, but which I think he was looking at there because the one ball is going
Yeah.
to stay around there.
It's an important shot though.
It is an important
It's
shot, but
very easy for this to go wrong.
I don't think there's anywhere really good to
No.
push out here.
I quite like your suggestion of playing this with strong right hand side snookering behind the 4 and 9.
He might have
But
another
it doesn't
option.
look like that's his plan.
Maybe instead of playing it like center with a lot of side, he's maybe trying to drag it with a lot of spin,
Okay.
slow down the one
Yep.
ball a little bit.
That looks like what he's doing now, actually.
Because more importantly, the one ball is going to travel very far, but you need to make sure your cue ball, because there is a gap between the 4 and
Yeah.
9 that could be left.
If anything, I think the one will travel towards the side cushion.
So I don't think he has to worry too much about the one ball. Just got to focus on the cue ball here. Low drag shot with a lot of right side spin. Looks like he's played it well.
Yep. Probably would have liked a touch less pace.
Probably the only thing that he would be upset about is he didn't get a full ball snooker behind the 4.
Yeah.
So there might be a kick shot on if Sharik chooses to take it. But I think he's got the jump cue up. Could play a jump bank. Even if you don't make the bank, the one will probably go to the short rail and the cue ball goes back down table. He's gone a little wrong. I think he went all out for the safety there, trying
Yes,
to hit
I
it.
think you're right.
A lot harder to control that shot.
So not very much angle here for Aloysius. He pretty much has to just stick on this one, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's just going to have to play a stop shot here, just
Yeah.
try and catch it a little thicker, then accept the tougher shot on the
Yeah.
tee. There's a little more angle than what it seems. He might be able to follow 2 rails down, which seems like what he's doing here. Oh, struck it beautifully.
Lovely shot. Oh yeah, lovely shot.
Pace was beautiful as well. Not an easy shot to play. Playing that shot a little bit harder made this rack significantly easier now.
Yeah, so you got a very nice angle here, 2 to the 4. Stop that side cushion with a little bit of side.
The only tough shot now is 7 to the 8, which shouldn't be too much of a problem.
No. Wants to leave himself a nice angle on the 7.
Anything other than straight?
Yeah.
Probably just hold the ball, maybe stun it off one cushion. You can also choose to roll it down, play low on the 7.
That's what I thought he might do. He might run through a bit, leave himself a sort of half ball 7 to go back down for the black.
It's a lot more natural. The 9 doesn't come into play. You can play
Yeah.
2 cushions,
Yeah.
miss the 9 entirely.
Is he happy with that?
This angle, I think he can just
Got
play
the
like
choice. So you go straight down off one cushion or go twice across.
It looks a little heavy. I think he might choose to just play 1 rail down directly.
So a bit of bottom, a bit of left hand side.
Very good.
Fairly straight, but he should be okay.
Might have enough angle to punch it out. If not, he'll probably screw it back with side spin. If it's really too straight, then the only option is to go cushion first.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Once these guys catch the speed of the table, they're pretty much in line most of their shots.
Yeah. Looks like he's just put on his little extension there, slightly out of his reach.
The problems of being a left-hander. I could probably reach this shot directly.
You don't often see these guys use a rest because their position is so good.
Yeah, and Aloysius is a really tall guy as
Yeah,
well, so
yeah.
he hardly uses a rest, but because he's a really good snooker player, his rest play is quite impeccable. Uses the rest really similar to Kyron Wilson, just 1 finger.
So 2-1 to Aloysius. So far both players playing pretty solid.
This was
From that first shot that Sharik missed, the one down the rail where he hit it into the 6, everything has pretty much gone to plan.
it's looking like a really high quality game.
One of the very first pool games I watched when I started coming to Singapore was Sharik versus Aloysius, the final of the national. I can't remember if it was 9 ball or 10 ball. It was at Katong. I think it would have been 2019. It was before the pandemic. And I think Sharik made 3 mistakes and lost like 11-9 or something.
Oh, I think I remember that that match we're talking about. I think Sharik was up. He was about to go on the hill, I think, at 9-9, and then he missed a 5 ball. If you ask him about that 5 ball, he will tell you he will never play that 5 ball the same way again. That's the good thing about Sharik. He learns from his mistakes.
Yes,
He's always
does,
learning.
But Aloysius gives you very few chances.
You can't afford to make
You
any mistake.
really need a little bit of luck. And you really need, Aloysius to not have a look at the 1 ball every time he breaks, and to have a little bit of good fortune yourself against Aloysius. He just doesn't make mistakes.
Maybe it's better with this new breaking format, with the break box. Oh, straight away a 2-9 plant. Oh, I think the 3 might have gotten away.
So that's not probably what he wanted.
Not quite sure if he was intending to make the 1 ball on the side. I think he might have tried to make the 1 ball catch low, run 3 cushions.
You can play a slow safety off the left side of the 2, but it's a bit risky. So go down there behind the 3 and the 7, but
it's a really touchy shot. He also played the other way as well, but I think he always...
I use off the right side to come behind the 7. Can't really tell what he's doing.
Oh, he played your shot.
Yeah,
Well, like
it
you
was
said,
risky.
It's
Very
really
risky.
touchy. It's not really about the speed for that shot, it's more of the thickness you catch the 2.
Yeah. You only have to catch that 2 a couple of millimetres thinner than you want, and your cue ball runs much too far.
A little bit of an unfortunate situation after the break to not have a shot. Forced to play a really difficult and touchy safety. And the rack has opened up for Aloysius, and he will be breaking next. So a chance to extend the lead even further.
Yes, no, that's a... We were talking about this last night, how when the break goes against you, you fall 2 behind. You're playing catch-up the whole game.
And the issue with alternate break, especially playing against these pros, is once the lead kind of goes a little bit too far, it's really, really hard to catch back. You're kind of praying that they make a mistake on their break, they don't have a shot. Really good speed control.
Probably just a little bit of soft screw here. Take his cue ball out towards the middle of the table.
Preserve a good angle on the 6 and he's fine. Just like that.
Oh, I think he's gone too far. Well, not too far, but further than he wanted.
From this angle, it kind of looks like he could still pinch and screw the ball back. Maybe played a little bit off the long rail to cheat the pocket. But he's still going to have a cut on the 7.
Unless he runs through.
It's not too
two
heavy.
cushions, but I think he looks like he's hitting low.
Straight back center table. Nothing too fancy. The cut angle is really natural, just two cushions around the 8.
Yeah. He always walks around and has a look.
There's something that I'm trying to learn from him as well. I realize that a lot of players don't check the angles even on shots that are quite
Yep.
simple.
No, he always does.
It's just-
We mentioned it last night that he always has a look, and then at one stage towards the end he didn't have a look. He got down over the shot, and I was about to say he hasn't had a look, and he got up and walked around.
Well, I think as Aloysius, as long as it looks like he's gotten down too fast, 100%
Yeah.
he's not going to shoot the ball.
It's
And-
the same in snooker, right at the pro level. They always have a look, unless it's a fairly straight shot. But when there's a bit of angle involved, lets your brain sort of imprint the contact that you're looking for with the cue ball and the object ball when you're looking at it straight on.
And it's a kind of his pre-shot routine thing as well, I guess.
Yeah.
It's good to incorporate that.
So 3-1 to Aloysius, and he's breaking next, so he's gained a small advantage there. But attempted safety from Sharik didn't work out for him. Alex still has his unbroken record of acceptable reps. Let's see how he goes for this one.
4 for 4 so far.
His time over this one, he wasn't happy with him.
Maybe he's aware of his unbroken streak.
Yeah.
Trying not to break it.
When I first started watching pool, I was quite shocked about the way they check the players check the racking, because you would never do that in snooker.
Maybe I think it's not as important in snooker.
No, it's not. No, but at first I thought it seemed rude to the referee, but now I realise that everyone does it. It's another successful rep.
See how his break gets along this time. His first 2 breaks have not been very successful. Once again, the one ball caught the jaw. But this time I think he's going to get a shot.
Yes, no, the reason
He's going to prey on his mind now, the one ball constantly hitting the jaw. He's going to have to make an adjustment for that.
So does he adjust the point of contact with the one ball, or hit the side, or where he starts from? What do you adjust?
I think one of the first few things that he could try to adjust maybe would be the speed of the break.
Yeah.
Like you see Sharik is breaking slightly softer, but he's making the one ball on the side. So maybe you could adjust from there. The contact on the one could play a part as well. I think this is a preference. If his hand, the feeling in his hand is that the speed he's playing is comfortable, then he's just gonna adjust the contact.
Yep. Looks like he's taking this in the side.
I think it offers better position on the ball. The ball looks like it's going to run into the
Yeah, good ball.
so the cue ball done perfect.
He controlled that very well, didn't he?
That was a great shot. seems to be a lot more comfortable than his first 2 matches.
So far, I think he's playing better than he did last time.
That's for sure. Didn't have a great start against Bala in his first match as well.
Much angle on this one.
I think he has just enough angle to screw and miss the 8. To come back down to the other side of the table where the break line is. Take the 7 instead.
Okay. Thought he might go through too quickly. So take the 7 down in the bottom left. Bottom right, probably.
Oh, that might be available too. If it's thicker than what I think it is, then I'm sure you might take that option on.
Got a little bit of angle, but not a lot.
I think he might run through. Oh, he had more than enough angle.
Yeah, no, he had enough angle.
It's always nice when you can play the shots a little bit firmer, closer to your medium pace. Makes the pot feel a lot more comfortable.
This should be quite a natural to bring the people across the table to leave an easy 8.
Just roll it in. Ludo once again chose to play it a little bit firmer. I think like me, maybe under pressure, I would kind of roll that a little softer. It's going to be 4-1. Won't be surprised if Sharik calls a timeout here. He didn't really done much wrong.
No, he hasn't. It's problem isn't it when you play Aloysius? You don't have to make many mistakes.
Just one bad save could cost you. Since he hasn't done much wrong, I think that's the reason why he's not taking the timeout. He's got the break, he's breaking alright. Just a little unfortunate in the previous right. He can break good, get an open layup, bring the score back to 4-2. It's a lot closer.
Yeah. Everybody who's watching's a bit shy tonight. Nobody's.
That's when you did it. I see him break 10% harder than what he did before. Just increase the speed a little bit. This time the one ball didn't fall in the side. And an open rack.
It's the nice tip, but angle on the one. Just run through with a bit of check, do you think?
I'll just take the 2 in the bottom corner.
Yep, a little bit of check side.
Play the 3 in the side. Just gotta make sure that you leave enough angle to get on the front. Don't want to be straight and don't want to be on the left side of the 3.
Probably has to roll this one in, not too much pace. Don't play a lot of stun run-throughs in pool, do you?
Not really. I think maybe I will only play that shot if I was speeding a little confident.
Yep.
Stun run throughs seem to come up more often in the snooker table,
Yeah.
especially around the black spot.
Just to get a nice angle to get past that 9 but not be hard up on the cushion. Or the road.
I think he's got just enough angle where he can play between the 6 and the 9. Or he might have landed straight, which makes the shot a little bit more difficult. He's got to screw off the long way. Played really nice.
Nice.
I would like it to come off the rail a little bit more.
Yes, he's a bit of a cut now. He's going to have to let the cue run a bit.
Maybe a hand to the side. Let's play clean.
Nice. So 7 to 8, 8 to 9. No. The only obstacles left. Slightly tricky.
Just have to make sure he gets a good angle of the 8.
Really straight. I think he got enough angle.
Might have to just run through, play short side of the 8.
Would have liked a little bit more angle.
There's a bit of speed there.
What does he do here? Does he stun this straight up the table or does he run it through with a bit of right hand side of a couple of cushions?
I would probably play the higher shot, high
Yep.
right side.
Yep.
I think it makes the pot a lot more comfortable. But Sharik, since he hits these stun shots really clean,
Yep.
he might actually choose to play it like slightly below a stun, play 2 cushions, short rail, slightly up the long rail, and towards the 9.
A nice shot. Very nice shot. Now 4-2.
Both players playing really well. Sharik with just one missed pot and a safety, top safety. That went wrong.
So this is our last tournament match for 2022.
Oh,
I was having a look at the records the other day, excluding the handicap pool tournaments, just counting normal tournaments with no handicaps. We've had 28 tournament courses this year,
oh, that's fantastic.
counting snooker, billiards and pool.
I think I played in most of the
Yeah,
tournaments.
yeah. And some of the snooker.
Some of them.
We haven't got you into billiards yet.
Oh, maybe with your help, I might.
Yep.
All I know is I'm really good at scratching on the pool table.
But it's been a good year. Lots of competition for those people who want to test themselves against everybody else, and lots of match practice for the top players.
I know these guys, the two of them, are really happy to always have the tournaments here, you know, especially before they travel overseas. They always have a tournament to play.
Another successful break. A rack, sorry.
Alex is doing a good job. Keep an eye on the one, but hope he doesn't go too close to the jaw of him. And this time he went slightly above the jaw. And he's gonna get a shot. Both players breaking really, really well.
Really well.
The thing with the both of them is when the layout is like this, you expect them to clear about 95% of the
you do.
time.
You may have to bridge over the 9, you might be slightly awkward. Shouldn't be a problem for him, though.
So maybe the stun screw, 2 cushions, with 2 in the same pocket. Ooh, held up on that a little
Yes,
bit.
he's underhit that. Possibly that bridging up over the 9, but he hasn't quite got the contact he was hoping for with the cue ball.
It's always that fear if you go through a little faster that your cue might drop and push the
Yeah.
line there. Good off to just cut this ball in, focus on the pot. Cue ball looks like it's going to run 2 rails between the 8 and the 9. Not quite sure.
But pretty close to the 8 if he cuts this in.
Unless he plays a little bit of right side, just to hold on a little bit. Oh, he's tried
missed
to
that one.
hold it off 1 cushion with quite a bit of right side.
Yeah. So that's mistake number 1 from Aloysius.
And at a really important moment as well, if he broke and ran this rack, he
Yeah.
continues to keep that advantage. Now Sharik clears this rack 4-3, it's his turn to break.
Very important for Sharik to press home that opportunity. You get so few opportunities, you can't let them get away from you.
It's quite a tricky shot here. This is one of those angles where you can decide whether you can hold this ball 1 cushion, or whether you have to play between the 3 and the 9, or between the 3 and the rail.
It looked fairly natural. People sort of travel towards the 7 as long as you don't finish behind the 7.
That's what I'm sure that if you play this kind of cut shot too soft, there's a chance you're going to catch the rail first.
Yep.
You've got to hit it at a certain speed. It's a nice shot follow through. And shows a
He
good.
hit that very hard, I'm surprised.
I think he intended to go between the 3 and the 9, which was what he was looking at.
Yeah. I didn't think he needed to do that.
He did come on a little bit faster than what I thought. His cue speed caught that 2 a little thicker, and I think that's why the cue ball ran to the 3.
Can you bank this in the top left pocket?
It might be the double kiss on.
Okay.
I might have to just play the safety. Just split the 3 ball and the cue ball. 3 ball on the bottom rail, cue
Yep.
ball on the top rail.
Yep.
Sure if we can avoid the double kick. I think we have to squeeze the draw on this, bank it really short, try and force the 3 ball to bank short. Beautiful.
ready.
Very, very well.
Keyboard stop. We'll go. It's a little bit tricky again.
Just has to play one recovery shot here.
So does he cut this in the left centre or does he take it down into the right top pocket?
I think he has to take it in the right top pocket.
Yep.
Just play like a soft screw shot.
Just screw his keyboard into the side cushion and out a little bit.
A little bit. And it makes the pocket play a little bit bigger as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to be sort of slamming it into the, the pocket at this angle.
Interesting with this shot into the right top pocket. On the snooker table, that's the biggest angle to approach the pocket. But on the pool table, it's not, is it?
It's not, yeah. You
Pool
watch
table, it's the tighter.
It's a tighter angle. I think because of the way the jaws are cut, cut straight. Always good to add a touch of maybe a bit of left side on this shot. You can afford to play the 7 ball a little bit thicker. Won't feel so unnatural to pocket this ball. Yeah, great.
No, requested. I'll be very disappointed with that. The opportunity to fight back.
That's the thing with playing this shot. If you choose to play this shot with left side and you put a little bit too much, the 7 might grow thin, which is actually what happened there. Aloysius.
If he loses this match, I think that'll be one of the ones he'll think back on. His chance to put some pressure on Aloysius.
You get back to 4-3 and you're breaking
and then breaking
to tie the match. Sharik, I'll take a little break here just to compose myself after missing a crucial shot.
So we don't really have timeouts in these tournaments. But we do allow comfort.
So the players can go in the back.
Yes, but that's like to. There's a few things we do at Rocker that are a little bit different to Wakefield's sports. One of the things is we feel that if we're streaming a match, 7 minutes timeout is pretty boring for the people watching.
Yeah, that's for sure. But Sharik did elect to take his sparkling break.
Going about an hour.
Now is a really short time considering the scoreline actually.
Most of these race to nines have been around the 2 hour mark. Last night was 2.5, but they did get to Hill, so it was only, sort of a 30-second delay every time the balls were wrapped because the magic rack wasn't behaving last night. But they added a bit of time to the match. 17 racks with a delay on every one of them. Well, Aloysius will be feeling pretty comfortable.
Sharik is to just make sure that he takes advantage of his break. Bring the score back to 5-3, and in this format with the alternate break, when you're playing with players like Aloysius and even Sharik, you're kind of praying for a mistake to be made. If Aloysius breaks and the rack is open, you've got to hope that he doesn't clear the rack. Or maybe he's forced to play a safety. With the winner breaks format, if you're Sharik, if you had a chance, you could easily run 7-8 racks in a row.
Yeah. Not sure the handicap all tournaments we had here at Russell, the winner breaks format worked all that well for the weaker players. Even though they were getting several racks head start, once the better player got on the table, it's pretty hard to get them off.
But the issue
Most
is,
of those tournaments were won by the better players. There were very few occasions where a Rosser 5 or a Rosser 6 came through.
really important break for Sharik now.
Yes, he's got to get back into this game.
Set this break really well. Really,
Looks a bit awkward with 3 ball.
he only looks to go in one pocket, or possibly in the side, right where the cue ball is.
It'll be interesting reviewing this match with Sharik when I see him. He remembers every shot in every match he plays.
His mind works really well. And when we were overseas together in the US, he would finish a match and we would sit down and we would just discuss every aspect of the match, and he would remember everything perfectly. Which rack did the break go wrong? How was the layout? It's fantastic. And I think that's what makes him such a great player, is his ability to remember all these little things.
This is quite tricky to get onto the 3 ball.
Played in the bottom right corner pocket. Stand between the 8 and the wheel.
Pretty good.
So this is the hardest shot of the run up right here. It's pocketing the 3 and getting on the 4.
You can just soft stun this, or you can heavy stun into the side cushion and back out.
Might choose to play this a little firmer just to get a better angle.
That looks nice.
He's back in line for this rack and should make it 5-3.
Looking this down the corner.
Series of stuns and stun draws. So
He wants to stop the keyboard fairly quick here as well. A little bit of angle on 7.
These heavy angles allow you to get closer to the 8. Makes you a lot more comfortable. Wiggle that in a
Yeah,
bit.
rattle a little bit. Five, three. A reminder to viewers about our sponsor, Fang. We make delicious dumplings. Their outlets are Raffles City Shopping Mall, Century Square, Amoku Hub, and Takashimaya Food Village. I think I'm saying that one right.
Yeah.
That's a new outlet, that one. And the December special, truffle pan-fried dumplings. They also have very delicious soy grills. Ronnie got to make a few dumplings when he was out here.
Did you enjoy it? I saw the video of him.
Yeah,
in
they
the
did enjoy it,
advertisement.
yeah.
He looked really happy. I think I had the dumplings in one of the Fang series that we did here. I think the second one.
Yeah, they did serve dumplings here the first few days. Happy?
Alex is 9 for 9 with the ranking.
I think Giorgio, who refereed last night, would love to have had Sharik's magic rep.
That probably would have made things a lot easier for him.
Yeah.
Once again, the one ball. It's the important ball here.
The cue ball's come way back.
Little fortunate to have a shot, I believe.
You going to cut this in, or are you going to play safe?
Might choose to play safe here because getting on the 2 ball looks a little
Oh,
tough.
you can't really control the cue ball very well if that's what's in.
If he just chooses to cut the 1, the cue ball looks like it's going straight into the 6,
Mm.
losing no shot. But the safety of the 1 ball, just looking behind the 6, plays a lot easier. The only concern will be if he plays the safety on the 1 can't hit the 3.
Yes. I'm having a look at putting angle.
I might choose to play it with like slightly lower with some left side, go 2 rails around the 6. Maybe get underneath the 2 ball.
Yep.
Or the opposite way, you could play with high right spin as well. Maybe 2 ball a little lower. It's like split that way. Really tough shot to cut this ball right side down the rail.
Yeah. A little fortunate where he's ended it. Another half a roll and he would have had a very tough shot.
Let's look at. Not sure if there's enough angle to hold it. You might have to screw it between the 9 and the 8 with lots of right spin, 2 cushions towards the 3 ball. Or we could just play 1 cushion between the 8 and the 9.
Hard to tell his exact angle. First glance, I thought he might play very soft. But just hold his camera between getting any push.
From the angle I'm looking at, it looks like it can be shallow. From the other angle, it looks a little bit.
Yeah, the other angle was different. Oh, nice shot.
Beautiful shot.
Good shot.
These 1-ball shots you can choose to play any way you want. The balls are quite close, so compensation for the side spin isn't
Yeah.
such a problem.
What does he do here? Is he take his pupil round behind the 9 and the 8 and back down, or does he just play this slow?
I think these tables, the right side spin may not fight really nicely, leaving a bit too thin on the 6, so we might choose to go around back
Around
to
the
the
two or three,
positions. The best way would be to go between the 9 and the 8,
yeah.
catch higher on the rails. He'll get a much nicer angle on the 6. He might be too thin for that. Looks like a center ball with left side shot.
I'd be happy with that. Take this up 2 cushions, go into 7 in the center pocket.
Yeah, that makes the speed control a lot easier too.
Yeah.
Once the ball hits the second wheel, it's going to slow down. And the margin for error becomes a lot better.
To be careful not to overcook it. You probably want to do a little bit of bottom, but not too much.
Center pocket should not be an issue. He has to hit it quite badly, I think, for the center pocket to be an issue. Let's get that good.
Very nice.
It's a little short. I think he anticipated a bigger bounce than what he got.
Yeah.
This is the shot that he practices. He's really good at it, cutting these thin ones down the road.
Yeah. Doing a second book. And that's a sign of experience and good skills. When you get down, you're not quite sure, get up and have another look. Another third book.
It takes a lot of discipline. I think
It does,
discipline
yes.
comes with a lot of experience as well. Let's get that good. Depending on the angle, there's a few ways you can play this. Very high, and one cushion back down to the same side. I could play the other side of the 9.
Yep. Just kept it simple. Oh, Aloysius 6-3. And the rest to 9.
Really well played. He's breaking well the last 2 racks, kind of adjusted
Yep.
the break.
Typical of a match against Aloysius. Sharik's made 3 mistakes and he's 3 racks down.
You really can't afford to make
Yeah.
too many mistakes. But if there's anyone who can fight back to win this match, it's Sharik. Really strong part.
One of the good things about playing someone like Aloysius is there's really no pressure because you're not expected to win. You're not the favourite. You want to win, but not like playing somebody who's maybe regarded as not quite up to your standard. And in that case, you really don't want to lose.
Yeah, for sure. Like when I play with him, I play Aloysius and like the score is I lose 11-4, I'm like, that's not too bad.
Yep. Yeah.
But I'm sure Sharik, he does feel like, he can put up a good fight, and I do believe he can put up a good fight against Aloysius. Few mistakes costing him.
The only player who's beaten Aloysius in Singapore in the last few years is totally in the final of a national championship a couple of years ago.
Well, that national final was fantastic. I think they had so many break and runs in the
Yeah.
entire match. Well, they're a little bit off center, but you'll be happy with that break.
It was a little bit tricky. Quite a thin cut back into the middle, or if he gets it in the top pocket, he's got to avoid the middle.
Not sure how the angle lies, but it's thick enough. Playing it in the top corner is probably the better option. You can miss the center. He's playing it in the side. The question is, does the angle offer 2 cushions to miss the 9 and come back to the center table, or does he have to play much trickier shot between the 9, the 7 and the 3 to catch the rail?
Looks like he'll miss the 9, but well, it's not a shot that he can play much side on when you're trying to thin like this.
If he misses the 9 really close to the 9, the center pocket does become available in the stretch.
Running at 4 for 9. And now blocked the 3.
Might be forced to play.
Should be able to lay, which they'll be here.
Yeah, might be forced to play a snooker. If he
Yeah.
feels that the carom is fairly straight, he might choose to play the 3-9 carom, but
No, I think you push the 3 off the side cushion onto the top rail and bring his keyboard back to where the 3 is.
that's much better.
If we can. I don't think, hard to tell, I don't think we can get his keyboard tight against the line.
I think he's just going to have to spot. If he plays this shot, he doesn't get it up tight behind the 9. The kick shot, the one real kick
Yes.
shot is very
Yeah.
readily available. Might have no choice here. Slow, lots of spin, try and get the cue ball rounded behind the 9 if you can.
he want to
I think he's left the shot.
be happy that the 3 is not on the cushion now? That would have been a much easier back shot. Oh, he's left it straight on.
He's left it straight on. I think he's might be able to left the corner.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Even if he hasn't left the corner, it's quite a simple 2-cushion safety behind the 7.
yeah.
While we're checking out the body angle, I think he's left it completely out. A touch of left side, just to get it between.
Oh, he just got him.
He's played that really well. Be a little bit thinner on the ball than what he would have wanted.
Maybe your good stance here is body's going to be over the 9.
So we're bridging quickly. I think he's going to have to be forced to play 2 cushions. Unless he feels he can just roll it off 1 cushion.
Because I look think he might be bridging over those balls.
I think these are all those shots that if you were left or right, you might be hampered.
Yeah. No, but he looks reasonably comfortable. Another one that's just rattled in.
And the thing with that shot is, if any slower, if you hadn't spotted the ball clean, might actually not have the 7 on. It looks like he's just about out there. Stuck on the wheel or straight.
You're alright, just running through up 2 cushions. He doesn't really need to get down close to the 9, does he?
Yeah, the angle where the 9 is, he doesn't have to be close to it.
Three. All mistakes, Sharik, 4x down.
And Aloysius breaking as well to potentially get on the boot. Aloysius has made one mistake so far.
Yeah, it's been very solid. But 1 drive rate, we didn't have to let a mistake. But very solid. Well, what's next for you, Sharon? What's the next event? Is there anything on the horizon?
Yeah, this Saturday my national under 28 snooker stuff.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, and then
Who do you meet first round?
I've got a buy in the first round this
Okay.
week, so I'm probably playing Raphael or Gabriel.
Okay.
Yeah, a good friend. Unfortunately, I might have to play him.
Yeah.
His last few breaks have been really good, really strong. This time he has spotted the one.
Ooh, nearly scratched.
Would have been quite an unfortunate kiss.
Would have been.
And the toughest shot is the first one. Actually clear from the top.
And a good long look.
Realizing the importance of just this one shot to open the whole thing up. He's queuing a little awkwardly over the pocket here. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's missed it because of
Yes,
the
yeah. Yeah, good call. There's a chance for Sharik to come back a little bit.
It's thick enough, you could put in the side, screw up one more.
It's raising the butt of his cue so he can get a bit of screw on it. Okay. Oh,
An uncharacteristic missed
that was very much uncharacteristic. Don't know what he was thinking there.
Seemed like he got down and shot a little bit quick. Aloysius must be really happy to have gotten back into this. Quite sure he thought that the rack was lost.
Yes. Seemed to hit that a little bit.
He's kind of hit that a lot softer than what he intended.
Yeah.
Right up on the stroke.
Did he go across twice? Come back with a good ball, or does he try and softly around?
Yeah, I think because of the shot he just played previously, the way that the speed came off, I think playing it two cushions a little bit further kind of resets it.
Yeah.
If you chose to play it with the soft screw, you might feel like you might do that again
Yeah,
right up
yeah.
on the stroke.
This is a tricky shot.
I think it passes on the side.
It looks at the middle. It's not very big from this angle.
And the middle pockets on a Rason table are not really the easiest to play on.
So it was easy.
First one to hit it.
8-3.
Just quite a hard comeback from this point for Sharik.
Yep.
A lot of things have to go right for him, a lot of things have to go wrong for Aloysius.
You're almost playing for pride at this point.
Yeah, you just want to try to be strong,
Yeah.
redeem some of the mistakes that
Yeah.
you made. I believe Sharik does have a break. Stranger things have happened in this one, right?
Yep.
People have been down 8-0, ultimate break, won the match 9-8.
Copy. Who are Sharik's other sponsors? I can't read the signs on his shirt. Can't bring nothing.
There's the Predator logo and Fort Worth Billiards, which is a company in America that
Yep.
sponsors it. Aloysius is sponsored by too many sponsors, I
Yeah.
can't remember all of them. But honestly, he's playing with best cues. That's a good one. It's always that little something happening, you know, a little awkward angle in the
Yeah.
one,
Yep.
ball tied up in the middle.
It's not ideal. There's only a cue ball down there behind the free. No safety.
You know, I don't think this ball is gonna go into the middle.
No, it doesn't look like it. I don't think he'll play the bank. I think he'll just run his cue ball down for safety.
Let's use the 3 and the 6.
It looks very straightforward.
The thickness of the contact of the one is really important as well. Because you're going to have a split happening in the cue ball.
Yep.
If you catch it too thick, it's going into the 3. You also choose to play the other way. Send the cue ball between behind the 5 and the 7. That's what he did.
Very good. Probably the less risky of the that one.
And with that, you take away the jump shot as well. It's a bit
Yeah.
too far. So you force him to kick at this. Or, well, Aloysius does have really good jump control.
Oh, fantastic jump draw shot in America, isn't it? The
Oh,
one they
yes.
featured in some of the highlight reels.
It's a beautiful shot.
Unbelievably good shot.
In my opinion, one of the top 5 jumpers in the world.
Yep.
If this is really good, he could get the cue ball snookered from 3 to 6. Oh, beautiful. A little too far, actually.
This is far from a routine clearance now. With several difficult shots.
So try and run this ball 2 rails and play for the 3 in the bottom right
Yeah.
hand pocket.
And the cue ball back somewhere near where the one is now.
And after that, you still got to think about getting on the 5. It only goes in the bottom left and maybe the top left.
Or a big sigh from Sharik a minute ago. He's thinking that this is not all going to plan.
Let's come back to the table. It's not having the easiest stuff. In this rank, at least. So we cut it.
Got lucky.
I'm not sure if he tried to get to the short side of the tree to play it in the same pocket as the one, but he did. I'm not quite sure why he chose to do that. Maybe just for comfort's sake, which is not wrong. I don't think you want to make this rack any harder than it already is.
This is a chance for Aloysius to take out the Fang Royal Pearl series here.
There's two cushions between the 6 and the 9. Make sure you don't play too low and go too close to the center pocket. Always playing it behind the center pocket is better than trying to play in front.
Yep.
Was going a little close to the center.
Good judge of pace though.
He's got a good angle as well, just stand between the gap of the 6 and the 7. The 5. Or he could choose to, he was thinking about playing it draw and right side spin to play for the 5 in the top left of the pocket.
Yeah, I've got a couple of options.
But he still has the bottom. So he kind of played for a zone there, kind of like one of the few shots were similar to snooker, and have a few pockets to play for.
Screw this into the side cushion just past the middle pocket.
If he's feeling confident, he can just squeeze and hold this ball without touching the air. Just play it out there.
Thank you to everyone who's been involved in the whole Fang series. All the players have played in the snooker, all the players have played in the pool, and all the spectators, everyone that's watched the streams. It's been a really good series. 4 pool tournaments culminating in a top 8 playing off, and 4 snooker tournaments culminating in the top 8 playing off.
I believe the snooker was won by Jaden.
It was. Ross's snooker athlete was successful in the snooker, but he's going to be, our pool athlete's going to be runner-up by the look of it.
Congrats to Jaden, by the way, for making the 147.
That was fantastic.
Beautifully done.
Very, very good. He had a few key performance indicators for this year, what we were looking for him to achieve, and a 147 was one of them.
Oh, that's
And he
fantastic.
just squeaked it in before the end of the year.
I'm just really happy for him.
Yeah.
He really deserves it. And this match looks like it's going to Aloysius.
Aloysius 9-3. Thank you very much, Sharon, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you to everybody who watched. We'll see you all in 2023.
Okay.
Fucking want to witness